So today we're going to talk about Google Ads for real estate agents or just anyone that wants to run these things. I'm going to show you guys two things. One, how to run them, like what they are, like where they're shown, and just walk you through like how you can target with them, especially in the real estate space. Because what I love about Google Ads versus Meta Ads, right, which is Facebook and Instagram, is Google Ads, in my opinion, the way that I run them, they're cheaper, and Meta Ads are already very cheap. Also, you can do much more advanced targeting, right? So for example, with Meta, right, if it's anything real estate related, it's a wider radius. It's very limited targeting versus with Google Ads, we can target people who are in the market looking to purchase a home, people who are renting, people who want to buy new construction. And we can run these as low as $1 per day. And we can target very specific areas. Other reason why I'm teaching this class right now, why I think it's relevant, does anyone have any listings that are sitting? Sellers maybe saying, what are you doing, right? For that seller that like is really, you want to do one more thing to help them, you could set these up, again, at a very low cost, $1 a day, if you wanted to, and target like their ideal buyer avatar, okay? So we'll start off with just kind of explaining why I think these are good, types of campaigns that I like. Then we'll just like get to work and do some of these, and we'll get you guys going here, okay? So there's no parking validation. Parking's free today. You're welcome. Ben Gauze is covering that cost on behalf of Chicago Title, so thank you, Ben. I'm Jared. Hey, saw a lot of you guys this morning. Teach a ton of classes. We taught AI how to get found on ChatGPT this morning. Ben, we got to get some classes on the books for November, December.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do.
You guys need CE credits? People need CE credits? No? Done. Finished. Get the ACU done too? Everything. Congrats. It's nice. All right, cool. We're going to skip past this. We teach lots of classes here at Chicago Title, help a lot of real estate professionals with their marketing, and we're going to focus on Google Ads soon. 20-second spiel on Chicago Title. Ben, you want to say something? Nope. All right. We're with Chicago Title. We're a title company, but we talk about marketing. It's fun. For what it's worth, oldest, largest title company in North America. We're direct underwriter, 1,200 plus offices. We are from here, 5-minute drive away? Very close.
5 minutes.
Kelly Johnson.
Right on time.
2:01 p.m. It's right on time. Yeah. So good. So would love to work with you. Yeah, I know. Get a little comment on the way in. I like that. It's good. So Ben and I, our team, we work together. We do a lot of fun stuff. And today it's Google Ads. So buckle up. Let's go. Beginner's guide. That's perfect because you guys all said you're beginners. So intro to Google Ads. Why do these matter? I'm just going to roll through this. I'm going to sit down and chill. We're going to show you how to set up your campaign. We're going to give you tips. We're going to go through Q&A, all that stuff. So first things first, Google Ads are great because you can reach a highly targeted audience. You can do brand awareness ads just for brand awareness, which truthfully, I think you should all do. Like my goal for you all today is just commit to spending $1 per day for the rest of your lives on Google Ads, and truthfully also Facebook and Instagram ads. Just for brand awareness purposes, right? Because we all work in sales. We all rely on repeat and referral business. And if we just like put our marketing hat on for a moment, there's all these different channels that everyone lives and breathes on, right? And we don't know which channels and where they spend their time and energy. So my goal, like from wanting to be in front of you, is I just want to be on all of them, right? I don't know if I'm sending you mailers, do you even look at them? Do they go in the trash? Does my email end up in your spam? If I post on social media, is anyone even seeing it? Google Ads are cool though because you can pop up all over YouTube. You can take over Google Display Ads. You can do PPC, pay-per-click. You can pop up in people's Gmail, like all these other subtle places. These are very, very inexpensive to run. Like I'm going to give you guys some examples of some stuff that I'm running. So even just from like a brand awareness, run these at $1 a day for the rest of your lives and just take $365 a year, just put it in that budgeting category of what you're going to put towards your business to stay in front of your audience. I think there's huge value in Google Ads. Is anyone farming a neighborhood? No farm. Yeah. Farming? Yeah. Perfect. Then these are going to be fantastic for farming. Okay. Because they're more targeted, which we're going to talk about here in probably a few slides. Oh, right now, here we go. Google Ads versus Facebook ads. All right, so a couple things, difference. Depends on what you're running and how you run them. Google Ads could be higher intent depending on where you're running them. For example, like if I think about, say, Instagram versus YouTube, typically your user that's going on YouTube versus Instagram, they have more intent. They're probably going to spend more time on there because they're searching for something. They're going to sit there, or they're going to be on their phone. They're going to watch that video versus Instagram. You're probably scrolling, right? There's higher intent. So if you can put an ad in front of someone on YouTube, which you can, right? And they're searching for buying a house in Colorado Springs, right? They might be considered a higher quality lead because they're already further down that funnel where we could reach and get in front of them with that type of ad, all right? The other way that these are different is that when you run ads on Facebook and Instagram is you set a budget, say you run it for $3 per day. Meta is going to take your $3 every single day, no matter what. Google ads, you can do the same thing. You can set up a daily budget, but they also have pay-per-click ads. So if you are running ads for lead generation, PPC, pay-per-click, you only pay per click. You run those types of ads. So some different ways of how you get charged on these, okay? I think there's value in both of them and running both of them for brand awareness for all of our businesses. And I'm a big believer in doing both at all times, even at just $1. If you want to make a subjective opinion, you could say Facebook and Instagram ads are a little bit more expensive than Google ads. But again, it comes back to audiences and what we're trying to do. I'm going to cover all that here in a little bit. All right. Google ads for lead generation. I do work with a few agents that spend a lot of money on Google ads for lead generation. We're not going to get deep into that today, but there's still value in running those PPC, pay-per-click ads, right? Getting in those right keyword searches that people are going to click on to ideally try to turn them into a lead, because the concept is they're probably bottom of funnel. If they're going on Google and they're searching, I want to buy a home in this area, and your ad pops up, okay? Because they're more defined on what they want to do. Types of Google ads. So we're going to talk about a few today. There's search ads, right? Gets you right in front of high intent customers at the right time. So that'd be like pay-per-click. There's display ads, which are just a great stay in front of people option where I don't know what the number is, but it's like hundreds of millions of websites allow the capability to have Google ads on their websites. You've probably seen them, right? Banners on the side or on the top, right? That could be your curated ad, which automatically is shown to people. If you're targeting a certain type of avatar, they're going to certain websites, your display ads can't appear on there. That would be a display ad, right? Video, which is going to be huge, of course, for YouTube. We're going to talk about those because there's a type of video ad that you can run that is very, very inexpensive to run. There's also some, I kind of call it the easy button, where you can choose these, Performance Max or Demand Gen. And basically what it does is you just say, hey, I just want to run my ads to this person on all these platforms. You help me put it all together. And they do a really good job at like helping kind of hold your hand and getting you to the end on doing it. And then just pushing it on a bunch of different platforms, all right? Demand Gen, similar in that sense. It's just hitting a couple different locations such as YouTube, Discover, Gmail, etc. So we'll go through some of this stuff, all right? Just kind of big picture here, search campaigns, right? Those are text-based ads displayed on Google search results. So that'd be sponsored up here, right? Where you'd see that, where someone's paying for those search terms up there, and they're trying to display top of funnel up there so that you click on them first. As we talked this morning about AI and getting found, bless you. Allergies? No, just good. Hanging. Okay. Sneezing.
The Tom Ferry joke.
What was the Tom Ferry joke?
About the orgasm?
Oh. Nah, not going to test the waters on that one. Back on track. Orgasm. Visual ads. Here we go. Banners. Right. All right. Here we go. 35 million plus locations. I was way off. Okay. So those can appear all sorts of places. And don't forget, it's not just computer, right? It's phone too, where your ads can appear. All right. So next up, video campaigns. These are fun. So YouTube, anyone go on YouTube frequently here and there, right? So ads pop up before, during, or after. There's different types of ads. You can control which ones you want. These are great if you're doing video content. Who's making videos? Yep. Anybody else? No? Okay. Who has a YouTube account? Who might have a YouTube account? Ben's got a YouTube account. Okay. All right, that's good because you need to have a YouTube account if you want to run ads on YouTube. Go figure. Okay. If you don't have a YouTube account, you can make one. It's pretty easy, right? But then you can tap into running all sorts of ads, whether they're right 4K horizontal or reels vertical, and again take over the entire platform of YouTube, which is owned by Google, right? Which has higher intent people who are usually searching further down the funnel on this platform. Okay, types of video ads. We're gonna talk about this a little bit because I think it's pretty cool. Skippable in-stream ads. So these are the ads that play before, during, or after your videos that are playing. Viewers can usually skip after what? It's like 5 seconds. Okay. Then you've got non-skippable ads, which play up to 20 seconds. Those are annoying. You got to watch all of those. You got in-feed ads, promote videos on YouTube's homepage. You got bumper ads, which are those non-skippable ads at the 6 seconds at the start of the video. And you got outstream ads. The ones that are pretty cool that I'm going to share with you in a second are the ones that play for the first 5 seconds at the beginning that you can't skip. But here's some examples, right? Here's in-stream, right? There's that skip button that you can click. In-feed, it could be within on the phone. And then shorts, right? Which again, of course, are going to be popular on that phone, vertical option. Skippable in-stream. Videos are under 3 minutes long for ad length versus in-feed. There's no length versus the non-skippable, right, are 15 to 20 seconds and you can't skip them. Okay, and then bumper, right, at the beginning and the end are 6 seconds. My favorite video ad is skippable in-stream, and the reason why is they're so darn cheap to run. Because here's why. If you choose to run this type of video ad, okay, here's the deal. They can play before, during, or after any videos. And they're those ones that we all know about that you can't skip for 5 seconds. What's cool about them is the way that if you're running them as an ad, how Google charges you is they only charge you if the viewer watches the video for at least 30 seconds. So that's good for you to know. If you're thinking about this, if you can make a video and like really get your message across in the first 5 seconds, you're just getting like free branding in my opinion and just free awareness, because most people are going to click that skip button anyway, but they're going to see you for 5 seconds and that's just free advertising. So if there's one type of video ad that you might want to explore that's very good bang for your buck, very cheap to run, it's this type of ad right here, skippable in-stream ad. Just make sure your video is at least 30 seconds long. That way they have to watch it for at least 30 seconds and they won't get charged. You won't get charged until they do, okay? Or if they click on the call to action button, you'll get charged that way, all right? So that's called a true view. Cost effective. Has anyone ever watched a YouTube ad and like bought something? No?
Watched them, but never bought.
Watched them? Some good ones. All right.
A lot of AI videos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all changing. So annoying. All right. They got to fix that targeting. Right? So you get it.
Bought anything?
Man, I'm trying to think. I've definitely clicked on a few. I like the really funny ads.
Yeah, I like the funny ones too.
Funny ads, hands down, I feel like always perform the best. There's this marketing company that literally runs ads and all they do is make funny video ads for brands and like have scaled businesses, and they swear by just doing quick, like changing every 3-4 second scenes, just funny ads. I wish I was funny. It'd be good to make some videos, right? Ben's funny. Ben, can you help me with that? Let's do some stuff. We're still gonna make our pen video. I haven't forgot about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Coming soon. All right, cool. Google Ads for real estate. So why are you here? Here we go. So Google Ads for real estate, a few restrictions when running Google Ads, but nothing compared to Facebook and Instagram ads. So here's what's funky. Google prohibits targeting ads based on zip code. That's the main thing I want to hit. Zip code, which is interesting because you can't run an ad for housing to a zip code, but you can run an ad for housing to a 1 mile radius or, I know, just shaking it, or a privacy safe neighborhood, which is random, which we're going to get into here in a minute. All right. There's some limitations on keywords, right? Which makes sense due to fair housing rules, but that's really what I wanted you to know. That's what I love though. 1 mile compared to Facebook and Instagram ads, which the moment you select that this is going to be a housing ad, it's a 15-mile radius, right? So for anyone who's farming, for anyone who wants to target a very niche area, a neighborhood, you got a listing and you want to, I don't know, really try to blow it up in the neighborhood and, you know, get in front of all the homeowners and stuff, whatever, right? That could be a great way to do this is with Google Ads. what does this say? But wait, there's more. You can upload phones and emails. This is the best part. All right, so here's the deal. For the longest time, Google did not allow you to upload contact information unless you were like a big advertiser or spent a lot of money. I forget what the number was, but it's a lot of money. What they've done now is over the last couple of years, they've slowly kind of rolled out to everyday users the ability to upload what's called customer lists. For those of you that have heard me talk about this with Facebook, Instagram ads, you can do this with Facebook and Instagram ads. You can also do it with Google ads once Google trusts that you are a paying customer who is, not spamming people and just kind of like running ads regularly. What's cool about this, right, is you could take your database list, you could take anything you want, phones, emails, upload it here into Google Ads, and now run targeted awareness ads to them. Okay, there it is, $50,000. You had to spend $50,000 in Google Ads before you could do this. They got rid of that rule. Because guess what? I spend $1 a day on Google Ads and I have access to it. Okay? So that's how it works. You upload emails, phones. You can upload first name, last name, country, zip code. And it's going to try to map up to that data because in it's Google, right? And they have all this data and they're just mapping up your audience. And then you can run ads to just those lists of people. We're going to get into this, but within Google Ads, you can go through what's called Audience Manager, Customer List, and you can upload this type of list of
Jared,
phone
is
numbers
this
and emails.
Easier than Meta, in your opinion, or is that the same?
Man, that's a good question. I feel like the setup for Google Ads is way easier than Meta because Meta is just so glitchy. Google Ads is pretty straightforward. You all can try it today. You can go to ads.google.com and you can create an account. And if you have a Gmail account, you'll just log in through your Gmail account. You're going to follow some simple steps and then have access. I'd say it's similar. I say like running these types of ads, like the concept is very similar to running Facebook and Instagram ads. There's 3 layers to an ad, like what's your campaign objective? Who are you running the ad to? Where do you want to run the ad? And then what is the ad, right? That's going to carry over between Google and Facebook and Instagram ads, all right? Here's my theory. I don't actually have any proof behind this, except for myself, is I believe that if you just set up your Google Ads account, today, tomorrow, whenever, and just start running something at $1 a day, you are going to eventually get access, the ability to do this, which I think there's so much value in, all right? Where you can upload those customer lists. Other cool things you can do, for those of you that said you have YouTube, you can retarget YouTube users, you can retarget website visitors, you can retarget people in other ways as well. The list one, we just have to wait on until it believes that you're a good person and just running ads properly and spending a little bit of money. All right.
What information are they asking in the customer list? Is it name, phone number, email? What is it?
Phone or email and name. Yep.
And name.
Yep. The very least though, phone or email. Yep.
That's after 50K.
No longer the case. The 50K thing is gone. So I can promise you I've not spent 50K on Google ads. Yeah. Just like a couple $1,000. I'll show you. And then you can upload emails, phones, and or mailing addresses. And I'm going to show you what this looks like after you do it, okay? And or.
Okay.
So look at this. Right, I uploaded this list into Google Ads, and the catch is this. Depending on the type of Google ad you want to run to a list, you just need to have typically at least, depends, it's technically 100, but really 1,000 that need to be active and matching, which we'll show you here in a little bit, that are Google users that you can run ads to, okay? It depends on where you're running these ads, okay? Look at this, so when you upload this, it starts to break down, like here's a list of real estate agents that I uploaded. And it broke down, here's how I can run ads to them. I can hit 4,200 through YouTube, 4,500 found through search, 4,300 through display ads, 3,800 through Gmail ads. Whoops. And I can select those audiences. But as long as I reach the minimum threshold, I'm good. I'm not handing this out. I'll give this all to you. If you guys need a walkthrough on how to do this, I'll show you. Let's actually do this, all right? So what this looks like, when you go to ads.google.com on your computer, you're probably going to get something that says, do you want to sign up? and then you can sign up, and then you're going to have to just answer basic questions through it. And it's probably going to try to connect to your Google Business profile. Does everyone have a Google Business profile? Most of us, good. Then it's probably going to try to link into that, assuming you have the same Gmail account connected to your Google Business profile, right? If you don't, you'd fill all this information in, then you click next. Then it's going to try to connect to your business profile or your website. You're going to click next. Okay. It's scanning. Looks like it found me.
Does our
Okay.
YouTube connect to your website instead of your Google profile?
I would do Google profile unless you don't have one. I've done both. You just have to follow. Basically, what's going to happen when you first set up your Google Ads account, it's going to force you into trying to run a Google ad. It's going to like not let you basically get to this screen right here until you click like 10 times into setting up a Google ad. It's going to ask for your Google Business profile. It's going to ask who you are. You can see here it's going to try to connect your YouTube account if you have a YouTube. What's your objective, right? I'll click next here. It's then going to ask me to start filling in headlines and information. Here's what you can do, guys. Just fill in dummy data for this right now, if you can, right? Fill in your phone number, fill in your real phone number. And eventually it's going to get you to a page where you can then exit out of this whole thing. And then you can actually start to run the types of ads that we want to do. Right now it's kind of putting bumpers on what you can and can't do. And I don't like it doing that. I'm not going to run ads for the European Union. I'll click apply. Sure, I'll run ads in this area. I'll set up a budget. I'll set up my own budget. I'd like to run $1. Oh, $1.49 on this type of ad. Fine. We'll fix that later. We'll click next. All right. Looks good. Click next. And now it's taking me to this screen where I can actually start to see stuff. Okay. Now what I want to show you is this over here, which is my real Google Ads account, where you're going to start to see some things. So if you have multiple Gmails, make sure you're logged into the correct one first of all. And then you're going to start to see some different metrics on some ads that you've set up and ran. And you can sort them by campaigns. Campaigns are just like, what's your objective and who you're running these ads to and all these different things. So you can see here, I can click into different campaigns. This is just all of my campaigns. So you can see here in my entire lifetime, I've spent $2,450. Am I reading that right? Yeah, $2,450 on ads. I've had 7,528 clicks and 423,468 impressions, right? Now, what does that even mean? I like to look at like, what's my cost? Now, some of these ads that I've ran are pretty stale, which means they're probably not getting very good engagement, which means they probably cost more money. But if I took the entire lifetime of how much money I've spent on ads, even just divided by the number of impressions shown to the people I want to target with these types of Google ads, I'm sitting at half a penny per impression, which is similar to Facebook and Instagram ads. But what I want to show you here is when you first kind of start to run these and target people, you can get them for even cheaper. So what I mean by that is if I go over here and I go into, here's a campaign I'm running where it is just running to a select group of real estate agents within certain areas. I'm at, what have I spent? $83.32 divided by 27,700 impressions. I'm sitting at 0.003 per impression. So I'm getting, what, 3 impressions for every penny? So what, every $1, I'm getting 300 impressions to target and hit the exact audience that I want just on repeat for just top of mind brand awareness. I mean, very, very inexpensive to do, right? Like I'll just run that ad forever. I don't even care because it's just top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. All right. So you guys kind of seeing like why these might be helpful. Let me show you this now. I'm gonna go over here. I turn this thing off, by the way. By the way, if you ever ran something that you didn't want to, you can click on it. You can see the metrics. By the way, when you set up and launch your first Google ad, it's probably going to take a couple days before it officially launches. It's going to have to verify you. See, this one's even in pending right now. If you ever wanted to pause or stop an ad, I could click pause campaign right here. It's going to try to stop me. I'm going to still say pause the campaign, forever, pause. Let's set up some campaigns and show you guys what this stuff looks like. All right. So over here within Google Ads, just big picture, top left up here, you can select your campaigns. You can sort them. You can see your stuff that's running. You can see here, these are paused. You can see this green one is running. This red one is stopped. These green ones are running down here. Here's some skippable ads that are in here. You can start to look at metrics, sort all that. If you have multiple ads running, you can click on them. You can start to see all these metrics. You can see day and time, demographics, etc. All right. If I just wanted to run an ad, all you need to know is top left, click the create button. Okay. You click create, you click create campaign. And then Google's going to ask you, what's your campaign objective, right? You want sales, you want leads, you want website traffic, you want awareness and consideration, right? Easy button, I'll click awareness and consideration, and I'll just let Google guide me through the process. It's going to do a great job. So this is where, like, to Ben's question, are these harder to run than Facebook? I think Google does a good job at, like, trying to get you your end objective if you just follow along through the steps, okay? If you're like, screw this, I want to completely set up on my own, I don't want any help, you could choose this bottom option, create a campaign budget without guidance, and you can kind of guide yourself through it. So it's totally your call, all right? But you're going to go through the steps, setting up your Google Ads account. It's going to have you click through the things, finish the campaign, cancel it, and then you can start to set up the type of ad that you want, all right? Let's say I want to run an awareness ad for consideration. And what's my goal? I could do reach, which is reach the maximum number of people. Let me zoom in on this. You guys can see this. I could do video views, get people to watch your video ads. I could do YouTube subscriptions. Maybe I want to grow my YouTube. Get people to subscribe and engage with the YouTube channel, right? Maybe I just want to reach the maximum number of people possible, right? It's going to tell you, good for getting more people familiar with your product or brand, reaching the maximum number of unique users at your desired frequency, okay? Then it's going to ask you, select your campaign type. So first option says video. You could reach viewers on YouTube and get conversions. Over here is display. Reach potential customers across 3 million sites and apps with your creative. And it tells you where it's going to run them. It's got that red YouTube symbol. It's got Gmail, and it's got display. I'll click on display, and I'll click continue, okay? Next up, it's going to say, do you want to create a new campaign or finish a saved draft? I'm going to do start new. And now it's going to load me into the next section of doing this. Now, here's the cool part. I want everyone to make sure that they catch this. This is important because Google, when you're setting these up, they hide things on you. And you have to make sure to, like, click the drop-down button and, like, read all the things. Otherwise, you might miss something. So right here, location-wise, this is the number one reason why I love Google Ads, is because I can target a more defined area. I can choose all countries and territories. I could do United States and Canada. I could do US, or I could do enter another location. And then within enter another location, I can do advanced search. This screen's going to pop up, and now I could do a radius around an area as low as 1 mile, or I could do a privacy-safe neighborhood. Privacy-safe neighborhoods are completely random, okay? So it just depends. Does anyone have a neighborhood? What's your farm area? How do I spell that? Gold? You said Gold Hill? No. Anyone got another one? Didn't pop up. What did we type in before? I'll give you one that works, that I know works. Like back in Denver, Hilltop in Denver. That is a very small neighborhood. Okay? So it's hit or miss. You could type in your neighborhood and see if it pops in. If it doesn't pop in, we could just do a radius search, and do a 1 mile around a neighborhood. And sure, whatever. Run a 1 mile, okay? Let's do this. Let's go 1 mile radius. Let's just type in our Colorado Springs address, and we will run it to this radius and click save, all right? Next thing it's gonna ask you is, do you wanna include presence or interest, which is people in, regular in, or who have shown interest in your included locations, right? So that would be good. Maybe you've got a listing and you want to target people who are in there or showing interest in being in there, right? Or the other option is presence, people in or regularly in your included areas, okay? So you can define that. I'll leave it as is. You've got languages. We're not doing anything with EU political ads. And now important right here where you got to click the drop down is this cogwheel right here. It says more settings, okay? So just always click on the stuff. It's going to say ad rotation, optimize my best performing ads. Yes, just let Google do a lot of this stuff. Run the ads all day, show it on all devices. Okay. I'm going to set up a start date and an end date. Maybe I'll start it today on October 28th and I'll run it till the 30th. Fine. Right? Cool. Done with this section. This is the campaign settings section. All right. I'm going to click next. Next question. What's your budget? I'm going to say $1. Okay. Next question is going to ask you is, what do you want to focus on for these brand awareness ads? For me, I could focus on clicks or viewable impressions for this because I just want to continually have like my ad or my brand or my logo just continually pop up in front of this area. Maybe it's my neighborhood, maybe it's my list, whatever. I'm going to do viewable impressions. Okay, I just want to get the best cost per impressions. Then it's going to ask you, enter your viewable CPM bid for this ad group, okay? And what that means, CPM is the number of impressions within 1,000. How much are you willing to pay, right? So if you break down the math on that real quick, if I want to run and get a penny per impression, that would be $10 CPM, okay? So you saw earlier that I'm averaging about 3 impressions per penny. So I think a safe number here, if you guys want to go off of this, is I could type in a budget. I'm willing to pay $10 per 1,000 impressions, which is 1 impression per penny spent. But I'm confident that it's going to perform better than that at a half impression to even a third per penny. You guys staying with me here? How we feeling? All right, cool. All right, I know it's not the most exciting stuff, but we're getting there. All right, so you click that, click next. Now, the fun part, targeting, all right? Again, hit this cogwheel drop down, add targeting, audience segments, suggest who should see your ads. This is my second favorite reason while we're back here, is we can search for all sorts of categories. Guys, look at these categories. Let's just browse real quick. So you can search off of detailed demographics, who they are, affinity, what their interests and habits are, what they're in the market for, what they are actively searching or planning, how they have interacted with your business, or combined audience segments. So like if I clicked on just detailed demographics, right? Anything from parental status, marital status, education level, home ownership status. We might want homeowners, right? We click on that versus renters. Anyone do anything with first-time home buyers? Sometimes I'll meet people that are doing first-time home buyer seminars. Maybe you want to run an ad to renters within a 1-mile radius in an area where there's a lot of renters or a lot of apartment complexes because your goal is to drive an ad to them to then get them to your event or whatever it is where you're going to convince them to stop renting and start buying, right? That might be a reason why you would run that type of ad. Back here, what are their interests and habits are? Again, it goes down banking and finance to all these different categories, what their interests and habits are. And then there's subcategories within these categories, okay? Back here, what are they actively researching or planning? What are they in the market for, okay? What are they in the market for? I might want to scroll down into, I don't know, real estate. This is people who are in the market right here, interested in purchasing or renting residential properties. I click on that one, okay? Actively in the market for residential homes. Here's another one, moving and relocation. People interested in purchasing or hiring relocation services. All right, I don't want that one. Commercial real estate, okay? Life events down here. If I click within this one, again, tons of different things. So you could target and you can start to niche into these different audiences. Anything from marriage to moving to purchasing a home. Here's another one. Look at this. What does this one say? Life event. people who are prepping to buy a home or have recently bought a home. Pretty good, not as good as the first one, in market, right here. People interested in purchasing or renting residential properties, but you could click it too if you wanted to. Okay, so that's why I like this. So I could target people who are actively interested in purchasing or purchasing residential properties and click on that. It will also start to suggest things if you wanted to. I could search up here and just type in real estate, see what else I got. Am I missing anything? Right, here's people who are interested in purchasing or renting. Okay, I could click on this one. They're in the market. It's a similar category. So you can go through this. Here's people interested in the market in purchasing a newly constructed house or townhouse. So maybe if, I don't know, you're working with a developer or someone selling off new construction and you're trying to pitch to them why they should work with you and you can help them with marketing, you could say, hey, I can market to people who are actually looking for new construction. Okay, that's a category. I click on that. So you can see here the list goes on. I just want to show you guys where this is and how to search for stuff and know what's in here. All right. Any questions on this? I would niche down. Yeah, the more you click, the wider the audience in theory. So the more, I'm just clicking stuff for fun up here. But good question. So here's the problem with all these platforms. They always want you to spend more money. That's always their goal. But they do want you to get the end result, right? Because they know if you don't get the result that you want, you're going to stop spending money. If you don't get leads, you're not going to keep spending money on leads, right? Facebook is notorious for pushing you to spend more money and do things in certain ways that aren't always correct, all right? I'll show you really quickly, because I think this is important, the difference between targeting here for Google and targeting over here for Facebook and Instagram. When I'm running ads back here for Facebook and Instagram, now I'm on a completely different platform. I'm in the Meta Business Suite. But let's just say I want to create an ad. Hold on, stand by. Let me go into this one. Let's say I want to create an ad and run Facebook and Instagram ads. If I click create and say I just want to run an ad real fast, look down here. When you run Facebook and Instagram ads, you have to select this housing category box. Once I select this, everything changes on the targeting, which I'll show you down here. If I try to run an ad to an area and I go down here into location, let's just take that same address, 1155 Kelly Johnson, right? Whereas on Google, I could do a 1 mile radius. With Facebook and Instagram, it's got to be a minimum of a 15-mile radius, okay? All right, so boom, way bigger. Second, down here, targeting, if I wanted to do any sort of targeting with Facebook and Instagram ads down here, all I can do, if I show you, under detailed targeting, I can click edit. If I browse and search, all the categories that are normally in here have been eliminated, right? What can I choose? I can choose people with very vague interests. And quite frankly, there's nothing very good other than people who are interested in Zillow, which is a lot of people, okay? It's a massive audience, 265 million within a 15-mile radius. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Oh, it's because it's just taking the whole audience. That's why. So it's a big audience. So that right there is a huge difference between Facebook and Instagram ads versus spending the same amount of money but doing Google ads.